All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are joining us around the world. This is the Dream Team webinar. You are welcome. Here at the Dream Team webinar, every Sunday at 12:45 Eastern Standard Time. Join us and let us walk the unpassive walk as a family, which our intent in this webinar here at this webinar is not to left anyone behind, as our CEO has indicated. So please, you are welcome. We have a great show today with the one and only Michael Williams Ames. So be prepared, have a pen and paper with you, because when he speaks, he brings a lot of gravitas into the conversation. So thank you and welcome. Have a great show. Dr. P, take it away.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Gym Team. We're going to start by playing our signature tune, "In It to Win It." That, as my sister Mama Makomi will put it, is our non-verbal communication on some of the updates that has been happening to the company. Our brother Derek is kind of having some little technical difficulties, so I'm going to play one of the ones that we had before. Thank you all for coming and welcome everyone. Thank you, Brother Alfred, for a wonderful welcome. Thank you, Sister Mary Pending, for making us feel at home. And we're going to start with our signature tune, "In It to Win It."
No sound.
Mute on your end, please. Unmute the mic.
I have unmuted.
We're in it to win it. ONPASSIVE is the future of the internet. You can see the train has left the station. We're standing clear of the closing door. We know in ONPASSIVE, our CEO has promised us the physical, and this is a season for us to prepare our mentor. So on this platform, we always talk about the word, which is the inspiration to prepare our mind for the bonus, the abundance that is coming our way. And today, the person that's going to share out the word is my own very sister that I call Mama McCormick. You know her. She's a great leader all over many ONPASSIVE platforms. She ensured that we are abreast of what is going on ONPASSIVE. She is the one that worked tirelessly, sorry, I still have no energy, behind the scene on this Dream Team webinar. She's one of our great moderators, but today she's going to share the word with us. And I think she doesn't need a lot of introduction. She's a mother of brilliant, beautiful children, married to one of the great ONPASSIVians that have shared the word with us too. She's a global citizen. She's all over the place. I hope today I don't know where she's joining us from today, but wherever she is joining us, I hope she has good internet. She's my inspiration, the way she takes ONPASSIVE at heart. So without wasting your time, I'll pass the mic over to my own sister, Mama McCormick, to share the word with us. Over to you, sister.
Hello, greetings to
Oh my goodness, we have two for the price of one. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Sister Dr. P. You make me feel like a queen. And I know Dr. Derek calls me a queen. So we all are so honored and blessed. Yes, today we are in Chicago. And I appreciate all that wonderful introduction. You make me feel like a special person, even though I don't feel that way about myself. But it's good to always elevate each other's spirits. I'm introducing you my partner, my best friend, who is going to be the one to share with us the word for the day. We've seen him. He's an ONPASSIVian, and his name is Jim. So I'll pass it over to him. He's the one that sometimes if I do not want to work, I still have to work and follow, or I go and he follows, depending on which country we're working in. But for this time, we are back in Chicago. So I'll pass it over to him now.
Thank you, dear. I have the good fortune of being married to this wonderful person sitting next to me. And she had asked me to share a few thoughts with the group today, which I'm honored to do, in terms of a mindset. And the subject that I chose to speak about, and briefly, is our life plan. Everybody has a life plan, and we start formulating it sometimes very early in life. I never forget that the first thing I ever wanted to do was be a member of the fire brigade when I was about 5 years old. Some people, maybe doctor, maybe lawyer, teacher, nurse. Those realities of our life plan don't always pan out, but we do have an idea that there is a purpose and a plan going forward in life. As we get a little older, we understand that we have a life plan, but a higher power does have a life plan as well for us. And it doesn't matter what religion you embrace or how you practice your faith, you do recognize that God has a life plan for us too. And sometimes it doesn't always align with what we think we want to do. John Lennon, who was a musician in the 1960s, had a quote which I find interesting about life. He said, "Life is what happens while you are busy making other plans." And that just basically to me says that it doesn't matter how much control you think you are in your life, you have to recognize, if you're a person of faith, that there's a higher power involved as well. I'll share a personal story with you that reflects a little bit of what I'm trying to say. When I was about 26 years old, I was living in Chicago near where my parents were. I just finished my master's in business administration. I had a job I always wanted with the IBM Corporation, and I was in a relationship, not with this wonderful person next to me at the time, but with someone else. My life was going down a path I thought was perfect for me. But there was a voice in the back of my head that told me that, slow down a little bit and think through this. And the more I did, and the more I prayed for guidance, it became apparent to me that I really wanted to do something, that if I was going to go down this path, I had to recognize that there was no turning back. The idea of joining the Peace Corps, for those of you who don't know the Peace Corps, it's an American volunteer service that works in over 70 countries. You commit 2 years of your life to go and possibly teach English or maths, science, maybe small business development. I was always intrigued by it, but I never made much of an effort. Well, this time I did. And I applied to the Peace Corps, and I was accepted, and I was destined to go to Cameroon. I had to do a few things before I left. I quit my job, which shocked my parents, but they always had enough faith that I was doing what I felt I really wanted to do. I ended the relationship that I was in, and I packed up for 2 years and went off to Cameroon. For those of you that are familiar with Cameroon or not, I was assigned to a fairly small town in the Northwest province, working with coffee farmers. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because what that led to was meeting the love of my life here, sitting next to me, which never would have happened if I'd have just followed my own plan and not given some consideration to the fact that God was trying to lead me and tell me that this is how I want to use you. And to this day, when I pray, it's always for the same thing. Show me the way. For whatever amount of life I have left on this earth, use me, tell me what I can do to serve you. And that's my constant prayer. So as we go through life, we have to recognize this. We should. I'm just saying, you don't have to, but it's prudent to, because if you don't, you can get into a situation later in your life where you have regret. And that's not a good way to get to the later years of your life, to have regrets. I wish I'd have done this. I wish I'd have done that. Because then it's not healthy. When you live in the past, they say you're depressed. When you live in the future, you're anxious. But to live in the current and present moment is where you find the most peace of mind in life. So what I guess I'm leading up to is the fact that accept where you are in your life, what you've done, what you've been given, and going forward with optimism. And I'll leave you with a quote, because this one I find extremely beneficial at my stage in life. I'm retired, although we're still staying busy. But the quote says, happiness is letting go of what you assume your life is supposed to be like right now and sincerely appreciating it for everything that it is. At the end of this day, before you close your eyes, smile and be at peace with where you've been and grateful for what you have. Life is good. And that quote was from a woman named Angel Chernoff. I read it every day because it means so much to me. So that's the mindset I wanted to share. I think my Deborah, my lovely wife, is going to add on top of that. But again, thank you for having me and allowing me to share these thoughts. And hopefully we'll get a chance to do something like this again soon. So here.
All right. That was the first segment of our mindset for the day. And I just wanted to thank you. How do I call it? Thank you, dear, for that wonderful mindset, because I didn't know what he was going to say. I did not know that the Bandsaw story was going to come into it. I just knew that he said he wanted to say something before I could speak. But that one was a surprise. In a good way, by the way. What I wanted to add is a story that I find very useful at this stage in which we are in our ONPASSIVE journey. This is from a scripture, from Friday's scripture by Father Eustace Siame, who is a Celestian of Don Bosco, for those who know what that means. But he is a priest and he has daily devotions. And on Friday, he talked about the potter and the clay, which is a story that is from Jeremiah chapter 18. And his story was relating to a couple that is from the UK, and they usually go to an antique shop. And this time when they went to celebrate their 25th birthday, they saw a beautiful teacup that they really, really wanted to take home with them. And they asked the owner to give it to them. When the owner gave it to them, the teacup started talking. And said, and there was a back and forth discussion between the teacup and them. The teacup said, I never wanted to be here. I went through so much pain when I was cracked and my master had me in the oven. The pain was excruciating. And here I am. I told my master I did not want to stay in the oven because of the pain. I said, be patient, and just ignored. But after some time, it came out of the oven and all the cracks had been repaired. But he thought that was all about what he had to, he had. But unfortunately, sorry, I have to say something. Sister P, can you send the speaker link to Brother Michael, please? He just sent a message for the speaker link. So, and then the teacup was put, after it was removed from the oven, they had to scrape and flatten all the imperfections and then spray again with paint and all of that. And the teacup told the master, please, I am in pain from the fumes I'm inhaling. But the master would not pay attention to the teacup, put it back in the oven so that the paint was perfect before removing. He said, these are the stages I went through before I became as good as you see me now. The reason why I find this story relevant, and why it was the couple's 25th birthday that they found this teacup is that it took them 25 years of shopping for antiques. And why did they pick that one 25 years later? That's the story. That's the one thing. This is an open-ended thing that we should look into. And where we are in ONPASSIVE, it did not take our CEO one day. It took Mr. Mufari a long time to build this up for us. Let us cherish it and not rush it. Let us be patient on our journey. Let us see that the teacup, although the master knew that they were in pain, we are in pain as well as we go through trying to figure out how to navigate the way into perfection in the ONPASSIVE journey, whether be payment or whatever it is, we are. But that patience is what is going to take us through. The teacup went through a lot of steps to become the perfected thing that its master wanted it to be. So let us also look into that story and emulate it and plan on being a perfect example to the generation that we're going to pass ONPASSIVE to. Let us learn that patience does not come without some sacrifices. Yes, we have sacrificed 5 years for those who joined 5 years ago, and there's nothing wrong in continuing to sacrifice an additional period of time until we get to our final destination. So at this stage, I'm going to say thank you so much for listening to both of us. It was initially supposed to just be Jim talking, but I decided to add my share of it. So thank you. Back to you, patience. I appreciate it.
It's a teacup story.
Wow. 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 When you have double,
Awesome.
you don't even know what to say. So I'm not even going to afford to summarize it. But what I can get from it is patience. 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 Not my name. Patience and perfection will be there. Thank you, Mama McCormick, and thank you, my brother Gary Boy, as I call him. That is an insider joke. So please, that is all for you. So I'm going to call over Team Moderator. We have Mama McCormick and Sister Erin. She's doing a dual role today, wearing multiple hats. Over to you, and so you can introduce our next topics, please. Thank you.
All right. Thank you again, everyone. I appreciate you. This is going to be a great day. Thank you, Brother Alfred. I was just listening to you in welcoming everyone as well as introducing our webinar for the day. That was great. And thank you, Sister P. You're awesome. Just keep it up. No matter what you do, we always see you on Sundays. No, you keep our minds at the right place, and you make us feel at ease on a regular basis. Thank you. And I will be doing this with Queen Sister Irene Ikwede. So we take turns, and at this stage, I see that our brother Michael is in the house. I think I can't see very well. Brother Michael, are you in the house? I'm looking to see. Sister P, is he? Okay, let me.
Yes, he is.
Sorry?
He is here.
Oh, thank you. All right. I was just
give him a co-host, please.
Give me 2 seconds, please.
Thank you.
Okay. You can take more than 2. We're here for a reason, right?
Sorry, Brother Michael, just give me 2 seconds.
Okay, not a problem. We want to thank our YouTube viewers and those who are watching us.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm trying to find him to make him co-host.
Okay.
My mouse is not working as. All right. I think Brother Michael can talk now because I took away the mic so we can have a organized meeting. Brother Michael, sorry, over to you. Sister Debbie, introduce our guest, please.
Okay. All right. Hello, Brother Michael. It's an honor to have you this beautiful Sunday. Welcome. We enjoy having you. You do not need any introduction to our ONPASSIVE family, but we call you the numbers of ONPASSIVE. And that wonderful Brother Michael Williams Aim, who goes from one webinar to another 24/7, any time of the day, any part of the world he is called to, he's always there. And he's graciously giving us at least once a month on our Dream Team platform. We are so honored that you dedicate this time to be with us, especially today, as we'll be celebrating Thanksgiving next week in America. I know the Canadians celebrated in October, but in America, we'll be celebrating it next week. So happy Thanksgiving in advance to you, Brother Michael, and we welcome you with open arms as you're going to share your ONPASSIVE story with us today. Over to you, Brother Michael. Once more, welcome.
Thank you so much, Debbie, Patience, everyone. It's really great. Well, first of all, getting home safely as I was speeding. So it's good that I'm home safe and sound. But yeah, it's certainly a great privilege to be here with all of you. Look forward to what's ahead of us. And, ONPASSIVE is just the best topic, that we can talk about. It's been quite a journey, it's certainly been one that I've been excited about since day one. And, to kind of reflect back on, from day one, back in the summer of 2018, at that time, we were busy as usual. But when this came across our desk ONPASSIVE, at first, for me, I was like, we're busy doing what we're doing, so we're good, but to keep it short, as we got more information and actually took the time, to see what exactly ONPASSIVE was all about. Of course, we didn't have a name at the time, but it made sense. What Mr. Ash Mafara put forward to us made a lot of sense because, we've been around for some time. And I think those of us who have been also, can attest that there's just a lot of nonsense out there. There's just a lot of people just want to pull money from your pocket. They don't have a sincere interest in trying to help you, trying to help people better themselves, better their lives, help their families, and to have that determination that you want to actually uplift humanity and not just about self. That just wasn't the norm. That's not what we're used to. And I think when we come into ONPASSIVE and we're bringing our baggage with us, meaning our frame of reference, what we were used to, what we've been through, what we've been in, what we've been a part of, all of that, then we really don't see the true picture of what ONPASSIVE is. And as we spend time and get to know our business, people fall in love with it. People realize, there's no other place that I want to be, because this is exactly what we've been searching for. My mindset has always been one whereby, you pretty much have to do the work for people if you truly want to see them succeed. If I need legal advice, I'm going to a lawyer. If I need tax advice, I'm going to an accountant or a tax specialist. And so on. Investment advice, I'm going to an investment advisor, right? If I need insurance advice, I'm not going to go to my lawyer to get insurance advice. I'm going to go to someone who has the knowledge, preferably a licensed insurance agent, etc. Right? And so to get the trueness and true understanding about ONPASSIVE, we actually have to be in it, to really understand and appreciate what it is. And what it is that it's a juggernaut. It is a massive business. It is a giant just waiting to blossom, and those of us who've been here, know and appreciate that, and appreciate what our CEO has done, appreciate what they're doing, what they will do. All that the tech team, the staff, to see all the partnerships, so ONPASSIVE is just it, right? IT, as in it's just it, right? It is what you're looking for in a business that's going to get you over that hump. A business is going to get you to whatever financial destination you have. That's what ONPASSIVE is. But as we go back to 2018 and we look and we see that, in the first 6 months, we had about 10,000 decide to join the cause, and, for us, we're a big believer in sharing, if something makes sense, if it's logical, if it's ethical, if it's clean, then we certainly want to share it because we don't believe in having a few at the top. We don't believe in just a few having success, but rather get as many as possible to succeed along with you. And, that's what makes the most sense to us in anything that we do. If you play on a team, you want to make your teammates them better, right? It's not just being on a team and it's just me. I'm going to score all the basket. I'm going to score all the touchdowns and so on. No, collectively as a team, when you win together as a team, it's so much more fun, right? When you're inclusive, when you include others in what you're doing, it is so much more fun, right? How can you go play a game by yourself, right? To me, that's not fun. If I take the basketball and I go outside, I need a few more people to play for it to be fun, right? If I don't go kick a soccer ball around, football, it's the same thing, right? And so in business for me, right, it's a lot more fun when we can help other people succeed, right? As opposed to, no, we're the only one enjoying success. And like, where's the fun in that? Who are you going to associate yourself with? Who are you going to hang out with? Who will you go out to dinner with? Who will you go have lunch with, right? Who will you go have a cup of coffee with? You understand? It's a lot more fun when other people are in the same boat as yourself, and so that's always been our philosophy. So it has been quite a journey to see what transpired back then in 2018. And as we jump into 2019, the vision got more clear as to what we wanted to do, to be a lot more, than just an affiliate program. OnPassive became something more than even what our CEO thought initially, because if we can do better, why not, right? Like just even think of yourself. If you can do better in any situation, why not? Why not do better? Just because you can, right? And so as the OnPassive project began, more and more things came to light. The company saw that, what? We can actually reinvent the internet. We can redo it. We can put it together the way that it does make sense to have everything under one roof, single sign-on. It just makes sense to be able to, recreate products that provide value to individuals, but make it cost-effective. Though, don't just sell something for a high-ticket price just because you can, right? And as we look at some of the products that are out there, a URL shortener where people are spending up to $300 a month just to shorten their URLs, based upon the amount that you need to be shortened and so on, the usage, right? OnPassive says, what? We can provide a similar product and make it free. It doesn't cost anyone anything. So you have people saving $100 a month, $200 a month, $300 a month just with that one product alone, right? And, especially for digital business, online business, a couple $100 a month is a huge savings, right? And then we know even what we're on right now, OConnect, an audio video conference webinar platform. We're saving people thousands of dollars a month, okay, with OConnect, thousands, okay? Because you always have to look at the market. Don't just look at yourself. Well, I have a product that I use and I use it for free. Yeah, that's you. But there are people out there spending hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. And so if you can help them save some money, why not? Right? So the dream got bigger for OnPassive, and as a result of the company's dream getting bigger, my dream got bigger. I saw OnPassive as a way to be the new automatic internet millionaire system. I saw it as a way that people can come in and the company can automate the entire sales process for them so that they could win. Right? We've talked about this many times that most people just cannot sell. And so if you can't sell, how are you going to win? Can you imagine you open up a store and you have all your products inside there and you just don't know, you just sit there and just wait for people to come by. You don't know how to be proactive. You don't know how to advertise, how to market, right? How to share information about what you have to offer. I mean, how many people will buy from you? I'm sure you'll get some random individuals that just stumble upon, your shop. But can you imagine if you actually put a radio ad out there? You actually did some flyers, maybe a TV commercial, et cetera, right? Be able to market it, promote it, tell some people that, hey, I'm open for business. Can you imagine what your sales will be like, right? And so that's what OnPassive is, right? We have a business, but now we have to communicate that to the world. We have to communicate that to the public. We have to let them know that we are open for business and this is what we offer, right? And to be able to have a way to follow up with that, a way to be able to communicate to these same individuals over and over again. You want to be able to do that. So as we look at OnPassive, we see that, yes, everything will be in one place, all under one roof. And that's a good thing, right? But it wasn't always easy, right? And even now, right? There will always be challenges in businesses, but it's, how you react to that, right? Are you able to overcome those challenges? And OnPassive has done so every step of the way, right? Regardless of what the challenge has been, we've been able to move forward, right? And that's one of the things that I love with OnPassive is the perseverance, right? The company just keeps on going. Ash Mafara says it's a done deal. It says do it or die. You know, those are some serious words, you know, but those are words that he lives by, right? And as a result, that transfers over onto us, and we live by those words because we believe them, right? And we see it. So they say seeing is believing. So we actually see it. And so therefore that builds up the confidence that, yeah, it actually is a done deal. It actually is do it or die, because the company will keep on trying and get it right, you know, continue to improve, build upon the foundation that has been laid. And that's what we've seen by going from Hyderabad, you know, to just having the office in Orlando, the office in India, to opening, you know, Dubai and Singapore and Egypt and so on, right? The company continues to expand, you know, with all the branding, right? And I think that's one of the things I believe that people take for granted is the branding that the company has been doing. And that is so important because you want people to know ONPASSIVE. You want people to like and trust ONPASSIVE. So when now you're putting forth, you know, your products, you know, that are powered by ONPASSIVE, that are for sale, people will get it. You know, okay, yeah, ONPASSIVE. Yeah, we've heard that name before. Oh, yeah, nothing but good things about ONPASSIVE, right? So they're more comfortable in buying from you, right? Just like, oh, people have no issues for the most part with Nike, right? People want to go buy a Mercedes. You know, most people are in the market for luxury vehicles. You know, BMW, Mercedes, etc. These are cars that come to mind that people have no problem with the brand. Okay, but that didn't happen overnight, right? Even companies that sell, you know, bad stuff, right? I'm sure some folks have their favorite cigarette brand. You know, some folks have their favorite, you know, junk food, whether it's McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or whatever, right? It's the same idea, right? Branding is very, very important. And so ONPASSIVE has taken a different view and utilizing a different way of advertising and promoting that we see within the Burj Khalifa light shows and so on. You know, the various partnerships, having a station, named after your company, and so on. To have the ads them displayed throughout the Dubai Mall and along the streets, and all of that. That's a next level branding and advertising, and that has yielded fruits for the company. So that's a good thing, right? So everything that we look and see, folks, has been, to me, nothing but the best. And so I've been enjoying this journey. I've been enjoying the process. And now it's full time that we get out there and start letting the world know that, yes, ONPASSIVE is alive and well. It's real. We have something for you. If you're looking for your retirement and you're not quite sure how you're able to afford retirement, ONPASSIVE is your solution, right? If you're looking to, increase your wealth, ONPASSIVE is for you. If you're looking to make sure that you can just get by in life, ONPASSIVE is for you. ONPASSIVE is for everyone, everywhere, right? I certainly believe that in the future, not right now, but as we progress, there will be a product in ONPASSIVE for everyone. Maybe not the same product. So you may like one product, I may like something else, but there will be something in ONPASSIVE for everyone. So that's just a matter of getting people, it's exposure, getting people to be able to see what you have. If you have a child and, that child plays sports and you want to get that child, let's say an athletic scholarship. Okay. Well, you have to be able to expose that child to the various universities, right? That's how that works. No matter how good you are, if no one knows about you, right, you're not getting the exposure. You don't get any exposure, then you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. It's the same thing with our business, right? We have to expose it, right? We have to be able to get it in front of as many real eyeballs as possible. And by doing so, that's how you generate sales, right? So it's been quite a journey. There's no doubt about that. I'm still loving the process. That has not wavered, right? My confidence, has been, I would say, through the roof for a very long time now, and we're not slowing down. Right? We're definitely not slowing down, because this just makes so much sense to me. I see this being able to help, hundreds of millions, if not, billions around the world. To me, it's just easy. Not just with what we have right now, folks, right? This is just the beginning, right? So I'm not saying that, billions of people are going to buy OConnect. I don't know how many will, but some will, right? You may not have billions of people that's going to use ONET, but some will, right? You may not have billions of people that's going to use OTracker, but some will. And that's the point, right? The point is you may not know what a person may want to use within OnPassive, but if you expose them to it, right? By offering them a free account, they can come in and they can take a look and see what they like. They can see what they want, right? And not just the initial products, but the future products. As long as they're inside our ecosystem, right? Then they'll be, able to see the newest products that come online, right? They'll be able to see what has been added to our ecosystem. They'll have access, right? And once they have access, you don't need to sell them anything, right? They will make that purchase on their own. If it makes sense to them, if it's something that they want or even need, they will buy it, right? And having that ecosystem is so important, right? And that's my focal point. My focal point is just, hey, get a free account. Just get people to get a free account. And so if you can have tens of thousands of people doing just that, hundreds of thousands, even 1 million plus, just getting a free account, right? Just think of that as a massive database, and has people within that database start to purchase. You have income coming in, and because you have such a large database, the income will come in on regular intervals, right? Because different people will buy at different times. You may have someone who's exposed to it right now and say, I don't want to buy OConnect, and that's fine, right? But I know there's other products that are coming. I know there's something that you may like down the road. They may even just want to enjoy the free products right now, right? And that's great, right? That's great. That gets them engaged, right? Gets their attention, and they will choose for themselves what makes the most sense based upon whatever business that they may be doing, or even just from a personal standpoint. Again, a lot of people are on social media, not because of any business, right? But just from a social standpoint, they're there, okay? So you will have people using OMail and ONET from a social standpoint to communicate. People will use OConnect to communicate, right? You have people overseas, etc. People that are distant, use OConnect to communicate to them, right? You'll have organizations, churches, and what have you, corporations that conduct meetings. We're living in a world now where more and more people are working from home, right? People are spending more time online for work, right? So again, there's a reason to be using OConnect for that purpose, conducting meetings, conferences, etc. Right? So we have so much, folks. Can it get any better than this? Absolutely, and it will. Right? That's the scary part. Like if you don't, if you don't really get it right now, that's the scary part. That is actually going to get better, right? It's going to get better, and to the point where the business just starts to go viral, and that is exciting to me. When OnPassive takes off, as I believe it will, lives will be changed, and that's when you're going to start seeing the smiles. That's when people are going to reflect and says, oh yeah, I remember a couple of years ago, this is where we were at. Just like now, we can go back and look at where we were in 2018. We can look at when we were in 2019, 2020, 2021, even last year, right? Think of where we were March of last year, 2022, right? And look at where we are today, right? Roughly 18 months later, right? Think about that. You understand, folks? So, we can see the growth, we can see the progress, we can see the difference, the positive difference, right? So we know that we're getting somewhere with ONPASSIVE, so I look forward to what the next, 90 days, next 6 months, next 12 months is going to bring, to people's lives. And certainly as we move beyond that and start to think, medium term, 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, and then we get into long term, 7, 10 years. Can you imagine 10 years from now what ONPASSIVE is going to look like? Can you imagine 10 years from now how many products we will have to offer to the marketplace? Right? Can you imagine how your life will be impacted over the next 10 years? Right? Can you imagine how many lives that you will actually be instrumental in impacting over the next 10 years? Because that's what ONPASSIVE is all about. Right? Making a difference, leaving your mark in society. So people knew that you existed, that you were here, right? That's what it's about. And so it's been quite a journey. And that's what we always tell people, enjoy the process. Don't get caught up in, well, that's this and that and issue. And don't get caught up in all of that, right? Just enjoy the process because it's not going to come back again. You can't say, okay, all right, let's just have a do-over and let's go back 3 years ago and let's, start to appreciate it. No, right? Enjoy the moment. Enjoy where we are right now in ONPASSIVE, because this moment will not come again. When tomorrow comes, yesterday's already gone and we can't bring it back. There's no rewinding. Okay. So we have to learn to enjoy the process. Stay in the moment. Don't worry about, well, what's going to happen come December 1st? What's going to happen come January 1st? What's going to happen? Right. Don't, as our CEO has stated, don't get ahead of the company. Right. Let's look at where we are right now and enjoy it. Right. Because there's lots to enjoy, folks. Right. Believe it or not, there's actually lots to enjoy. And we should celebrate our success. Celebrate your success. The fact that you're in this company, right? That alone makes you successful. Okay. That alone, the fact that you're in. Yes, there's some things that you will need to do going forward to ensure, but just being in, because if you weren't in, then, where's your chance? You're in, so you have a chance. Okay. And we've always told people, as long as you're in, you're going to win. But you have to stay engaged. You have to pay attention. You have to follow instructions. You have to take the next steps and so on. Okay. Because, you start out on a journey, right? You start on a journey and say, let's say you're traveling from Toronto to Detroit, right? And so you start the journey, but you have to continue on the journey, right? In order to get to Detroit, you can't stop. You can't stop. Well, from Toronto, if you stop in London is probably about, London, Ontario, it's probably about 2 hours drive, right? So if you stop in London and don't go any further, well, you're never going to get to Detroit, right? If you end up in Chatham, okay, which is maybe 70 kilometers or so out of Windsor, right? Windsor being the border to Detroit. You're not going to, you know what I mean? So you have to continue on the journey. You have to keep on going forward in order to get to your destination. You can't do a U-turn, right? You do a U-turn, you're never going to get to that destination, right? So if you have a personal goal for being in ONPASSIVE, in order to get to that goal, you have to keep moving forward, right? So remember that, right? No U-turn. Because failure is just not an option where ONPASSIVE is concerned. And that's one of the things that we've been able to eliminate from past experience, right? Think of the various companies that you may have joined. Okay, were there failure, right? Chances are, things didn't go the way you thought it was. Chances are some of those companies are not even here today, right? But here's ONPASSIVE, 5 years plus, still here and still getting stronger and stronger, That's what you want in a company, right? That's what you want in a company. So, as I reflect and just look at my journey in this business, it's been great. I've met a lot of great people that I didn't know before on Passive. Certainly being able to, meet up with a few of them, right? And just even the conversations that we've had. Again, you can't replace that, folks. You can't. Cherish the company that you have. Life is very, very short, and you're here today, gone tomorrow. So you have to cherish what it is that you have, right? And that's why we encourage people to just continue to enjoy the process. Trust the process, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, because we don't know what tomorrow brings, right? We have hope and aspirations, right? But we certainly don't know what tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone, any of us. It's not guaranteed that we'll be here tomorrow. But if we are, right? If we are, right? We know it's nothing but good times ahead where ONPASSIVE is concerned, because there's a lot of ills that's going on in society right now. The economy is not great. No matter where you are in the world, the economy isn't great. No matter what TV may tell you, that, oh, this company, another record profits, and yeah, that's them. But you as individuals, right? Individual people, that's what we're talking about. The economy is not great for them, right? Right now, in Canada and also in the US, people who have mortgages, right? Some people have seen their mortgage payments doubled because the interest rate has gone up. Some people used to have 1%, 2%, 3% a year mortgage rates. Now they're paying 6%, 7%, right? It's a huge difference. And that can be a lot of burden on people, right? And we know things are going to get worse, right? So we have to be wise in what we're doing. So I encourage people, stay the course. ONPASSIVE is here to help, okay? Not to burden you, not to make things worse for you, but to put you into a better situation, put you into a better place in life financially, right? And if you've been paying attention and following along, I'm sure even from a personal growth standpoint, you've been able to, increase that as well. So ONPASSIVE has been a lot of things for myself and my family, and all positive. All positive. I don't see any negative where ONPASSIVE is concerned as far as impacting myself and my family. It's only been positive. Not to say that there haven't been hiccups or issues or any of that stuff. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the impact it has had, on myself and my family. And so the journey has been great because this is what it takes to be able to develop and run a successful company. Not a ma-pa company. Like, that's not what ONPASSIVE is. ONPASSIVE is a juggernaut. It is massive, right? So there's a lot that goes into it. And the beauty about it is that you and I, we didn't have to do any of that heavy lifting. We didn't have to absorb the cost, for this journey, right? Not at all. We paid $97. And for those who purchased OConnect, you paid $143. We have not absorbed anything where the cost of running this company and building this company, creating everything to where we are right now. Absolutely not. It's been really a gift that we have received, with this business. And so as we continue to cherish that and move forward, look out. I just can't wait for 2024 to roll in, because we're going to get better by the end of the month. We're going to get better by the end of December. We're going to get better by the end of January, and so on. We're going to keep getting better, folks. And that is good news. That is music to my ears personally. So let me pause and send it back to the moderators, and then we'll see where we go next. Okay.
Thank you, Brother Michael. Thank you so much. Wow, that's awesome. I'm sure a lot of people who have listened to you have burning questions. But before we move to that stage, I want to say thank you to our viewers on YouTube. We appreciate you joining us live today. We're going to close our segment now because we're entering into questions and discussions with Brother Michael Williams